Hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope you all are having a fantastic Thursday so far. Welcome, welcome. Drop in the chat where everyone is tuning in from. Y'all know I love to read out some locations, so don't leave me hanging. I am hosting for you all from Orlando, Florida. It's quite sunny out today. We are in the midst of spring. We've got Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Austin, Amsterdam, Ireland, Bangkok. Y'all, we got the whole world. Connecticut, Georgia, Phoenix, Toronto, New York. I love this. Hello, everyone. We got India and Michigan, California, Texas. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy Thursday schedules to join us for another whale watching webinar. Y'all know we're so excited to have y'all tuning in today. And I am especially excited for our topic for today because we are going to be sharing with you all how to optimize every single penny and dollar and nickel and dime in your marketing mix. And we have a phenomenal speaker lineup joining us today. So today's speaker lineup, everyone, we have Brett from OMG Commerce, George from AdRoll, Thamana from Triple Whale, Zohaib from Social Snowball, Alicia from Aftercell, SJ from Just Uno, and James from Tapcar. We have the best speakers today. I'm so excited for today's session. And a common question that we get, is this session going to be recorded? Yes, this session is absolutely being recorded, and everyone who registered and attended is going to be receiving the recording. So have no fear. If there's anything our speakers mention that maybe you want to double click on, you want to rewind, pause, you want to look at the slides a little longer, no worries at all. The recording will be sent out to everyone afterwards, so you guys can absolutely make sure that you are getting all the notes down that you want to pay attention to. And without further ado, I almost forgot my favorite part. We also have some prizes for today. So, y'all, it's gift card galore. We have so many gift cards for you guys today. So, we've got all of the Visa gift cards, we've got some Amazon gift cards, and we've got a custom pickleball paddle by Social Snowball. So, I know what y'all might be wondering. If this is your first time joining one of our Triple Whale watching webinars, first of all, please come again. But second of all, you might be asking yourself, how can I win one of these amazing prizes? And the answer to that is we celebrate our engaged participants here. So you have to be active in that chat. The more active you are in the chat, the better chance you have at taking home one of these giveaway prizes. Because when I tell you, I'm literally just scrolling through blindly and choosing a winner for one of these prizes after each session. That's how we're choosing these giveaway winners. So the more engaged you are in the chat, the more you are chatting along and yapping along, the better chance you have at taking home one of those giveaway prizes. So, and also it's just so much fun when the chat is actually engaged. It's so much fun when we're all just having a good time, vibing out and just chatting with each other about all of the amazing tips and tricks. It's just a good time. And we're here to have good times, especially at Triple Whale. It's all about the vibe. So yap away in the chat and let's win some giveaway prizes. But with that, we are going to go ahead and bring up our very first expert speaker. Joining me on the stage, we have SJ from Just Uno. SJ is the partner marketing manager at Just Uno, working to collaborate with users and partners to curate a visitor experience that meets expectations from both the merchant and the end user. Welcome, SJ. How are you, my love?
I'm great today. How are you?
Doing so good, even better now that you're here. So why don't you go ahead and pull up your screen, and the stage is all yours.
Okie doke. Thank you. Let's see. Loading?
Yep, you're good to go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, why can't I see it on my screen?
Do you want to try maybe
Oh, there
taking
it
it
is.
down and putting it
Okay.
back up? All good?
Yeah. Yep. It just loaded. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Good.
Take it away.
Thank you. Okay. Awesome, everyone. Yes, thank you for joining today. SJ here from Just Uno. I'll give you a little bit about our background and our perspective here. It's all about coming from the on-site experience and really trying to optimize whether it's every click, every lead capture, even down to the segments that you're targeting on the website. That's what we're really into. So, what I'm going to share today that I'm excited about is really about the non discount incentives for higher profit. And I know we all know the classic options that are out there for non discount incentives. This is getting more into the strategy around that. So, when and where, ideally on a website, the different offers to test that we've really seen like performance of one variant outperform another. So, worth a try for your brand. And then, of course, just reducing website friction in general. So, going to take you through these steps. Feel free to throw any questions if it's more about your industry specific and kind of what you have going on. I'm happy to get into that too. So, for at just we're all about the on-site situation, right? So these are the typical challenges around spend or just optimizing that click through and what that experience is. I should also mention too my view around like on-site experience and conversion, which is actually in my terms like getting money in the bank, right? Getting someone to be a customer, especially a long-term customer. So with that being said, the website is really where like we want to focus on that being the source of truth throughout this whole experience, and really making sure like what you're spending to acquire this person in any way is getting something out of it. It may not always be that same session conversion, which is what I really like to focus on, but it is going to help through the different touch points that lead to a conversion. So anyways, getting into the challenges, of course, cost rising. Right now it's all about tariffs. Finding the right offer. Typically we have clients that come to us and maybe they've used their like evergreen or kind of their blanketed offer for a long time. And so it's just about like, how can we optimize that? How can we test that? I'm just setting my timer. Okay. And then we hear about just low quality of, I shouldn't say the profiles quite yet, but low quality engagement offsite. So in my world, that is more about profiles. And that's like you visiting a website, right? And the profile that we might have on you on website terms is going to be, what was the product that you were visiting? Did you add anything to your cart? Have you been a customer before? So that's kind of the profile I'm talking about. So if we don't have that information, if we're not actively using this website behavior data along with zero and first party data, that's where we get low quality targeting offsite. So it's kind of just a vicious cycle here. So what I'll get into now is kind of the when and where for these non-discount incentives before I get into the different options that I think we kind of all know about. So when and where on the website, like we can optimize any page, all places of the website. So that's really where I want to focus on maximizing your spend and just what you're doing with offsite efforts. The first part is the product page. So we say above and below the virtual fold. That can come across in a couple different ways when it comes to how you present the non-discount incentive. Maybe you're combining a banner on your website with an embedded message down below when they're below the fold. Conditions that we can use here for on-site targeting, that's of course with segment targeting and just but at the base, like you should be targeting scroll behavior, time on site, and even the embedded options that you have on a product page. What I mean by embedded is just imagine like a pop-up that you stick into a block of your website page, and it just looks like it's native to the website. So when someone's scrolling, there's no interruption there. So with focusing on this product page, we are keeping people on site longer and we're meeting that click through expectation. The reason I kind of break it down like this is because we do want to get the conversion, right? That's what's going to lead to higher profits. That's what's going to help us through these hard times right now. And you do that through these different ways of engaging and just literally keeping them browsing like inch by inch. It is way too easy to abandon a site or just bounce right away. So, with that being said, we do want to implement these touch points in the form of pop ups that are not interrupting. They are meant to reduce friction and get someone from point A to point B, whether it be faster or just in a better way. Then we have unique landing pages. This is pretty simple, I say, in terms of strategy and location. Like with landing pages, you can either create those in Just or if you have one, you can target that UTM. And then we also can combine these unique landing pages and make them really oriented with the goal that we have for each visitor in terms of conversion, as well as the type of persona that we have. So if it's more about just getting that person to kind of click through to another page, that can be what the landing page is focused on. If it is more about really highlighting, maybe it's a free gift that you're doing. And that's what the landing page is all about, kind of connecting that to lifestyle. Like that's where we can go with the impact here and that creating an experience. Last location, pretty obvious, just further down the funnel, the checkout page and the slide out cart. And when it comes to your incentives for these locations, like you can embed any kind of pop-up message or banner in these locations. The important thing is you don't want to save any kind of offer or sorry, incentive until they're in the cart. Like we really want to be creating step by step, not causing any confusion, letting them know from like first page what the deal is with their specific offer. So you're following that all the way into the cart, the checkout, and then if they don't check out, then when they return to site, you can target that return visitor. Let me check my time. Okay, we're good. So incentives to test, kind of the juicy stuff, right? So when I say test, we have multivariate testing in Just Juno. So that's kind of what I mean by testing. It's either A/B testing, ABC testing, even just variant A versus a control group. Well, lots of ways that you can approach that you're comfortable with. But the idea is to test something, right? See where you're at, getting outside of that blanketed or 20% discount that you're using for everyone. So we have shipping, of course, preferences and bundles. That's going to get into more like product recommendations. So it's not really an incentive. It's more of just like how you're positioning products that you know that are bought frequently, and then that price being a little more for the consumer. Buy now, pay later. That's a really popular one to test out on a website. Again, the goal is like we want to keep people on site longer. We want to make sure they know that there shouldn't be any friction when they want to go check out. And those are things that you can do quickly and immediately when someone arrives on a website and like wanting to really get more out of that visitor. And then we get into content. I'm not sure how many of you are into ebooks or recipes or how to's. Would love to know anyone that's creating their own content like that and kind of sharing it out. I saw a recent A/B test between we were doing an ebook incentive versus an offer, and we're testing an intro screen versus no intro screen for the ebook. All that means is we're asking like, hey, do you want an ebook or do you want this to learn more about this? They click yes, then they go through that ebook flow. And that flow of them having to have that, what we call a micro engagement, which is that intro screen, that is what's helping lead to them not only getting a really quality subscriber, but they're also not having to give away anything just to help the visitor connect more with their brand or product. Upgrades or customization, that might be kind of tough for you. I think if it's possible, really segment out who you're showing these offers to. If you must go the percentage route, gift with purchase, that's one of my favorites. It's like in every case that I've worked in, the gift with purchase is probably like the clear winner. I just sent a case study in the chat. This is one where they did focus on gift with purchase, and it was kind of like a 2-point strategy. So that one's a good read. And then the last one I'll mention here for incentives is mystery prize. If you have to use a discount, if that's just what's going to make things work for you on the conversion side, introduce the mystery prize lead capture or just the mystery prize aspect to giving an offer. By letting them choose that, we've seen these opt-in rates, at least on the email and SMS side, 15% plus opt-in rates. And then when it comes to the conversion, 30% plus conversion rates. Of course, it's all due to like design, right? Kind of what the mystery prize looks like and what that experience is. But with our templates, we've been able to make that kind of gamification really smooth. So I'll leave that one to you if we do have to have a discount in here. And then into my last point here, when it comes to non-discount incentives, like the idea is to reduce friction and make it easy to connect with your brands with these non-discount incentives. Like, yes, it's going to be an offer at the end of the day, but it should be doing a little bit more for you too. So when we look at friction, these are the settings, I call them settings or just areas you want to consider on your website that are one, like top things that probably lead to abandonment and cause confusion and lead someone to bounce. So we do want to reduce offer friction. This means if you're going to give an offer on the website, just auto apply that to the cart. That's something that becomes a little weird for someone if they don't know where their code went after they'd opted in, for example. That's just confusion. And there's so many competitors out there. Like it's very easy to jump and maybe not get that experience and probably a better one elsewhere. So this is an easy one where if we are at that state, we're really worried about profit and we don't want to have any kind of hiccups, enabling this kind of feature with your lead capture or just however you're presenting discounts on your website, that's an easy toggle on in Just Juno. Then we have keeping visitors browsing. So this is also leaning into lead capture world since that's a big area and like a way that people use our tool too. Um, but when it comes to email, like if you've ever signed up, right? If you're on a texting list, you're probably taken to the texting app and then you're sending the reply Y, or you're getting a text that has the code that you can't even click through from and isn't actually applying to your cart, right? That's just like friction after friction. So if you enable real-time email and SMS verification in your pop-ups, or yeah, I guess it would be in your pop-ups for lead capture, that's where you're able to just keep someone in on the website. Show them the code, even if it's a general code, even if your thing is going to auto apply, like let them know that this time. So keeping people on site is like the number one tip. And that's just a quick audit of your email flow and your SMS flow. If they're clicking through, just what is that like for them? Getting back to the website. I would say like when it comes to browsing, I'll harp on that a little bit more because like based on the experiences I've had and just testing different clients, sometimes it's like opening up many tabs on a website. And that's already jumbling an experience and making it feel like, from your tracking the apps you're using, like someone is doing. It's great to keep that in mind. Google's SEO standards, that's where we want to really avoid an increasing the bounce rate when we don't need to, right? People will have their own reason to bounce. The key things for Google's SEO standards on mobile is that you don't want to take up more than 30% with your pop-up or any kind of messaging on the website. You want to use smart tabs instead of your lead capture just like flashing on the site and taking up a lot of the screen, because Google really wants that experience to be smooth. So anything that is blocking content, making people cause friction in that first page view is a big no-no. So if you're using smart tabs, that's going to be someone actually just clicking on the tab, and then because it's them clicking their behavior, that's totally okay. If they open that up and it takes up the full screen, that's a good experience. But we want to leave it to the visitor. And then, of course, just pages traveled. Ideally, if you full page lead capture, maybe the tab isn't the first thing you want to show. Add in a 1 page delay because that 1 page is what Google is analyzing. So the second they view a second page, that's where your full page lead capture or just your lead capture center pop up can show. Too many clicks on the mobile UX. This is a really great example of friction being easy to fix. If like mobile, not a lot of room to do things, that's where you insert a pop-up. And if you have CTAs that can lead to what are like the 3 top clicks to your website, that can in 1 click versus like 3 click. Imagine you drop down your hamburger menu or you click through a drop down and an arrow, like that's at least 2 clicks to get there. And easily solved by inserting specific CTAs. I'll wrap these up here. So with capture, persona data, and then conversion by source, those are some really key data points where you're going to get like the most real-time targeting you can. By source, you should know what campaign is driving them there. And then with capturing the persona data, if you enable data enrichment, you're getting things that kind of give that more full picture to that visitor. City, age, zip code, marital status, if that's available. And then monthly optimization, I kind of hit on that, just an A/B test. I see Mia here in my corner, so I'll just leave us here with the next steps. If you want to screenshot, this is kind of where I would start in optimizing for the summer and spring. So just targeting those UTMs, testing offers, having your next 3-month game plan doesn't have to be hard. 30 days of data, 10,000 sessions, whatever is going to like match what your site is doing. And then just gather preference points, gather that significant info about why someone is shopping and what they're shopping for. And finally, I'll leave you with this. We offer a really sweet conversion audit. I say sweet because we can go into like all this different source data for you and really figure out like where you can focus your time, because I realize we don't all have all the time in the world. So it is important to prioritize those key segments.
Fantastic presentation as always, SJ. So good. There were so many questions in the chat, so please stay after to answer some of those. And everyone, I cannot stress enough, absolutely scan that QR code right now so that you all can take advantage of a free, 100% free website conversion audit from Just Uno. It is absolutely worth it so that you can level up your CRO. And with that said, before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for your Visa gift card.
Yay.
So let's choose our winner. And congratulations, Panise Karen. You are taking home a $75 Visa gift card courtesy of SJ and the Just team.
Yay!
Yay, amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, SJ, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Okay, friends, we're going to keep things rolling. And next up, joining me on stage, we have George from AdRoll. Hello, George. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing so good. You got your screen pulled up. Amazing. With that said, George, I will pass the mic over to you, and the stage is all yours.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Really excited to be here today, representing AdRoll, a division of Nextroll. And today we're going to talk about CTV, the marketing mix must have. And just a little bit about AdRoll. We're a B2B, B2C focused platform that helps businesses run, measure, optimize multi-channel and full funnel campaigns. Powered by AI and automation, we leverage our data foundations to design, deliver, optimize campaigns that drive engagement and boost website traffic and increase revenue for our customers. We've been in business since 2006 with over 120,000 businesses that we've worked with throughout our lifespan, generating more than 246 billion in revenue annually for our customers. So today, as an agenda, what we'd love for you to all leave with is an understanding of the CTV industry and why you keep hearing so much about it, right? Why it's always in the news. And a little bit more of an explanation about the value versus the cost of CTV and how CTV complements your existing advertising channels, plays well with others. And lastly, we'll just touch on what it takes to get started. A lot of folks think that it might be kind of difficult, but it's actually quite simple. So I love this game. What is the one TV ad that has stuck with you since you were a kid? I have mine. It's Crossfire, which was a board game from the 80s and early 90s. I remember the song. I remember the game. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I got one," and just thinking about how a brand has stuck in your mind for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years is pretty powerful. And that's it. That's CTV right there. That's why it works. Especially now where consumers are maybe a little bit more wary about when and how they're spending. It's a great addition to your marketing mix to lock your brand and your product into a consumer's name. So even if it takes them a few months to make a purchase decision, you'll still be top of mind and they'll still know where to go to for you. I won't say that there's anything wrong with display. We do a great job with that too. But I just can't name a display ad from my childhood that had a particular impact. So looking at this graph on the right to explain just how big CTV is, it's $57 billion industry. In 5 years projected to be $100 billion industry. That's massive. And so why is that? Why the growth? Well, the users love the selection and the control, the a la carte offering, the give it to me now feeling. For advertisers, they love that all audiences are authenticated. You got to put in a credit card or an email address, either when you sign up for a channel or when you authenticate a new device. So we always know that there's people at play. Especially if you're coming from linear TV, the ability to target households eliminates waste, right? You can do a lot more with fewer ads, increase that relevancy, which increases the user experience as well. CTV also doesn't have deep linking, redirect, or search engine. And so users are seeking out the content themselves, and all ads, regardless of what channel you're watching, are full screen, HD, 4K, sound on. And so it's a very consistent premium atmosphere and environment, regardless of where the users are watching. CTV also drives the highest attention of any digital medium. 50% and more of all viewers are actually watching the screen while the ads are playing. So it's a fantastic way to just make sure that your message is being heard. It also benefits from co-viewing. That doesn't apply to every single brand, but a great example that I have is a amusement park where the kids and the parents might be the target for that ad. So it's a great way to get multiple impressions from one ad view. And historically, it was always thought of as an upper funnel brand awareness play, but all of the major tech companies and all of these measurement companies are really driving a lot of evolution towards being able to accurately measure the bottom funnel and the middle of the funnel. So it is a full funnel play and it applies to all brands. Now, one thing people talk about is CTV is expensive. And of course, the CPMs can be a bit of a sticker shock at times, but the value of CTV is super, super high. So you don't need to invest too much to get started in CTV. It seems like maybe brands can't afford it, but a lot of affordable options are available. You can repurpose social content. Vertical video can be re-edited into a 16:9 frame. It looks really good. TVs are so gigantic right now that it'll still show up clearly. You can add a QR code, a call to action, add your URL to give multiple touch points to users to make sure that they know what to do after they've seen the ad. CTV ads are also priced by the duration in a lot of cases. So 6 is cheaper than a 15-second is cheaper than a 30-second ad. So having multiple creatives in rotation can help reduce your costs. Additionally, people really gravitate towards broadcast legacy publishers that you remember from cable, but these CTV native publishers are offering the same type of performance, the same attention as we touched on earlier. And so you can get that at a lower price point and increase your reach. So you don't need to really restrict your content, especially when the targeting is so strong. And we saw Amazon Prime add an ad tier automatically to everybody who watches the Prime channel. A lot more ad supported inventory is being added every day. And that is bringing down CPMs all across the board. So it's a great time to jump on the lower price trend. Analytics Partners, a research firm, says that campaigns with 4 media channels yield a 50% higher ROI than a single media channel strategy. And typically people are allocating a smaller budget than they should be to CTV. It's like less than 10%, about 8%. It should be as high as 20%. Within this mix, it is so powerful at extending and amplifying the performance of web-based mediums as well. Another misconception is that CTV only works by itself. It doesn't play well with others, but it's a fantastic complement to your display campaign. So CTV commercials deliver an average of 10 active attention seconds. That's 8 times higher than mobile and 16 more than desktop. So the eyes are locked on the ad. They're actually digesting the message. And 70%, give or take, of all CTV viewers will have a phone or a tablet in their hand while they watch. I know I do. And so that really allows people to make notes of your brand, make sure that they are jotting it down so they can research it later. And CTV offers its own unique lift to purchase intent. So 11% higher, and you add that to your display, you add that to social, and it will always move the ball forward. So how does this really look if you think about how the ads and the eyeballs flow from screen to screen? Well, if you start on the left here, if you're showing an ad to somebody and you're getting that high attention, brand recognition, add a jingle, and really lock that message in, you can retarget users who've seen a CTV ad on web. So we call it the 1-2 punch, right? When they're ready to make a purchase decision, that's where your ads are on web. When they're thinking about it, that's where they are on CTV. And they'll capture your brand, the logos and the messaging as they use all of the devices that they have in their household. And you can do that backwards too. If somebody visits your site and you want to re-engage them on CTV, you can retarget users with CTV ads who have visited your site or made purchases or even investigated some of your competitors. So it is a fantastic way to have a long-term investment with that consumer to influence their purchasing habits. And lastly, it seems a little out of scope for some folks, right? Isn't it going to be hard to make an ad? I don't have an ad, or I don't know where to get started, or do I need multiple platforms? And the answer is no. AI-powered or low-cost, human-based creative solutions exist. So you can create an ad that will last you multiple years for just a few grand. You then need to determine your audience. It could be based on geo, purchase habits, demographics, retargeting, etc. Lastly, you want to determine how much budget you're going to allocate towards display, social, CTV, etc. And then you can launch your campaigns. A lot of these DSP platforms, especially ours, have phenomenal managed service component to help you understand how long to run for, how much budget to allocate. And then lastly, you want to just make sure that you're checking in at a prescribed time to make sure your campaigns are healthy and learn what else you can do to ensure success for the future. So very happy to answer any questions and hope to stay connected with all of you. So thank you so much.
Amazing presentation, George. Thank you so much. There are so many amazing questions in the chat, so definitely stay behind for a few minutes in the chat so that you can answer some of those. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for a $75 Amazon gift card. So I'm going to go ahead and just scroll on through. And our winner today is Rohan Barker. Congratulations, Rohan. You are taking home a $75 Amazon gift card courtesy of George and the Admiral team. Amazing. Thank you so much, George. We will chat soon. Perfect. Okay, friends, now joining me up on the stage, we have our very own tech partner manager from Triple Whale, Damina. Welcome to the stage, my love. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. And great presentations, by the way. What a great lineup that we have today.
I know, the best lineup. And now it's even better because you are here. So the stage is all yours, my love. Take it away.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here today. As Mia mentioned, I'm Thamana. I'm one of the tech partners here at Triple Whale. If you haven't met me before, that's who I am. I've joined the team. I joined the team in September of last year, and I'm actually based out of Vancouver. So if any of you are here, please let me know. All right, so today we're going to be breaking down one of the biggest challenges in e-commerce, understanding what's actually driving performance. Now, the days of relying solely on simple last-click attribution are over. And brands today need a multi-layered approach to measurement, one that combines multi-touch attribution, known as MTA, marketing mix modeling, MMM, and incrementality testing. Now, each of these methods has its own strengths, and the key is knowing when and how to use them together. All right, so today's agenda, we are going to talk about what Triple Whale is, why data-driven decisions matter, the growing role of AI in e-commerce, how to implement AI in 3 key features of your business. And we also have an exclusive free analytics dashboard for all of our attendees today. All right, so e-commerce brands today are drowning in data, but starving for insights that drive real action. And that's where Triple Whale comes in. Now, Triple Whale is the e-commerce intelligence platform built for faster, more confident decisions. And most analytics platforms, they tell you what's happening. But here at Triple Whale, we actually help you understand why, and more importantly, what to do next. And that's the difference between insights and intelligence. And here at Triple Whale, we are not just another data tool. We are the go-to e-commerce intelligence platform for brands that are scaling fast and need clarity in their decision-making. And today, we are the proud source of truth for over 30,000 plus innovative brands. And that includes well-known brands like Calpak, MeUndies, and Roback. But we're not just working with brands, we're actually powering an entire ecosystem of e-commerce growth. So with 2,000 plus trusted agency partners and 65 plus deep tech integrations, we ensure our customers get the most out of their data, from marketing to inventory to profitability. And if you're wondering what that looks like in action, please take a look at our website. We have a full section of case studies. Now, e-commerce isn't just growing, it's becoming more competitive, more expensive, and more complex than ever before. And for brands today making data-driven decisions, it isn't just optional anymore, it's honestly survival. So when we look at the numbers, the challenge is obvious. Competition, it's at an all-time high, and more brands are fighting for the same customers, making it harder than ever to stand out. Ad costs, they keep rising. Paid acquisition is getting more expensive every year and squeezing all those profit margins and making profitability just really hard to achieve. So in this environment, guesswork just won't cut it. Brands need clear, actionable insights to optimize their marketing, pricing, and operations. And that's where AI powered analytics come in. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. So we know data driven decisions are more critical than ever, but here's the problem: actually making them is much harder than it should be. And e commerce teams today are overwhelmed. There's more data than ever before, but brands just don't have the people or the technology to manage the explosion of complexity in that landscape. And while AI is everywhere, most e commerce brands still struggle to use it effectively. Data is scattered across multiple platforms, making it hard to get a single source of truth. Teams are wasting a ton of time digging through dashboards instead of actually making those real decisions. And AI powered insights, they're great, but insights alone just don't drive results. So, what brands really need isn't just AI that answers questions, they need AI that actually helps them take action. And as mentioned before, customer acquisition is also really hard, and it's only getting harder. So media buyers are under more pressure than ever as ad costs continue to rise. And this chart, it shows how CPMs have steadily increased across every major ad platform over the last few years. Now, the same budget that once drove significant reach now delivers fewer impressions, making every dollar spent on acquisition even more critical to justify. But here's the challenge: if you don't know what's working, you're wasting money. So, with higher ad costs, brands can't afford to make gut feel decisions anymore. They need clear attribution models to understand which channels and campaigns actually drive revenue. And that's where measurement becomes a game changer. Today, we're going to break down the three key ways that brands can approach attribution. Okay, so now that we've covered the challenges that I'm sure most brands here have felt firsthand, let's actually dive into how your brand can overcome these challenges by knowing the attribution methods so you can accurately measure success and growth. And there's no single perfect attribution method, but when combined, these three approaches will give you the clearest picture of what's driving revenue. So, first off, we have multi touch attribution, MTA. And this tracks individual user journeys and assigns credit across touch points. Now, MTA looks at the entire customer journey and distributes credit across all the touch points a user interacts with before converting. And this is really best for digital first brands with strong tracking in place. Next up, we have the marketing mix modeling, which is MMM. And this uses historical data and statistical analysis to measure channel effectiveness. So MMM takes a big picture approach using statistical modeling to analyze the impact of marketing channels over time. And instead of relying on user tracking, MMM evaluates the relationship between marketing spend and revenue holistically. This helps you make smarter data-driven decisions while staying privacy compliant. And we know how important privacy is nowadays too. So this is best for brands with multiple marketing channels: paid, organic, offline, etc. And here on the slide, you'll also see some of the strengths and the limitations of this. Now, are you looking to save hours on manual analysis? Well, let agents do the heavy lifting, automatically comparing your measurement models so you don't have to. You can compare MMM, triple attribution, and in platform data in one place, giving you the most complete picture of how your channels and campaigns are really performing. Now, agents help you synthesize results from different measurement methods. They help unify your view of spend recommendations, and they instantly spot where models align or where they don't. And what does this all sum up to? Well, smarter decisions and much faster than ever before. And one of our early users here, they're already seeing value with MMM. So Mark Lutz, the CMO and co-founder of Fiera Cosmetics, was able to use MMM to get a better understanding of channel performance outside of click-based attribution. And as a result, it's changed how his team planned spend and ultimately led to a decrease in new customer CPA and an increase in spend efficiency. Now, the third model that we'll talk about is incrementality testing. And this measures the real lift of a channel or campaign by isolating variables. So, incrementality testing helps brands measure the true impact of marketing effort by running controlled experiments. And this is best for brands that want to validate the effectiveness of a specific channel, campaign, or tactic. Now, we're really excited to launch beta access to incrementality for Meta, now with in app conversion lift experiments. So, this is directly inside of the Triple Whale attribution. And that means that you can now set up and view conversion lift tests without ever leaving Triple Whale. So you might be asking, what is conversion lift? And it's to explain it, it's simply a gold standard testing method that uses randomized controlled trials to measure the true incremental impact of your meta ads, giving you real answers about what's driving all of your conversions. And now, until now, this kind of testing was only available in Meta's platform, and it requires a lot of technical know-how. But now, right from inside a I'm so sorry. But now, from right inside of Triple Whale, you can easily answer critical questions like, what's the real return on my meta ad spend? Which campaigns are truly generating incremental value? And how many conversions happened only because of my ads? So, with answers like these, you'll make faster, more confident strategy decisions backed by real data. And this is just the beginning. We're expanding incrementality with features like GeoLift, and soon you'll be able to run tests on Google Ads and other platforms too. Now, this slide breaks down the strengths and limitations of the three models. Feel free to take a screenshot if it helps. And each model, like I said before, it has its strengths, but also some limitations. So the key is really knowing when and how to leverage them together for the most accurate, actionable insights. So by layering MMM, multi-touch attribution, and incrementality, brands gain a much more complete view of their marketing performance. And together, they provide a well-rounded picture that leads to smarter data-driven decisions, reducing the risk of over-relying on any single method. So multiple measurement models can be confusing. How do you compare? Which one do you trust? And this is where we recommend the measurement agent, and it simplifies it all. It automatically compares MMM, triple attribution, and in-platform data. It delivers a complete view of channel and campaign performance. And in seconds, it synthesizes insights, highlights alignment, and conflicts between all of these models. And if you want a sharper summary, just ask the agent to prioritize key insights from MMM and MTA. It rewrites the output with clear, high impact takeaways at the top. And this reiterates how impactful this tool is, from insights to action fast. All right, so let's recap everything that we went over today. As measurement continues to evolve, brands need to, one, move beyond platform reported data. Invest in first party data and clean analytics to future proof your marketing. Use a mix of MTA, MMM, and incrementality to get a full, unbiased picture of performance. And lastly, there's no single perfect attribution model. The best brands combine these approaches to maximize efficiency and growth. What's next for you guys? Start testing different attribution methods and see what works best for your brand. Now, we have an exclusive offer just for you guys today. You need a strong data foundation, which is why we're giving you access to this free dashboard to help you track key metrics and make smarter decisions. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat along with my email and my LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out with any questions that you have. Thank you guys so much for joining today, and I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.
Amazing presentation, Damina. It was so good to hear and learn more about all of the different attribution models and methods. It can get confusing out there, y'all, but Triple Whale and our very own Damina is here to break it all down for you and make it as simple and easy to understand as possible. And I saw some questions out there asking for trials and whatnot. better, way better than a trial. We have a free, 100% free forever dashboard for y'all to try out, see how you like it, and explore all of our different features and dig into Moby Agents, the first e commerce AI agents to help make your lives easier. So, before I let you go, my love, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for a $100 Visa gift card. So, we're going to go ahead and scroll on through. And congratulations, Tamara Freighter. You are taking home that $100 Visa gift card. We'll get that sent out to you right after this, courtesy of Thumbina and Triple Whale.
Congratulations. Thank you so much, Mia. Have a great day.
You too, my love. We'll chat soon. Okay, friends, we're going to keep on rolling here. Next up, joining me on stage, we have Alicia from Aftercell. Hello, Alicia. How are you, love?
I am doing very, very well. I am loving the energy in the chat, guys.
I know. Isn't it so fun? I told you, like I said in the beginning, it is the best when the chat is engaged because it just makes everything so much more fun. The vibes are high. The energy is amazing. And now it's even better because you're here, my love. So the stage is all yours. Let's hear it.
Thank you so much, Mia. Appreciate it. Hi, everyone. Alicia here from Aftercell. I'm the partnerships manager here. And if you guys are not connected with me, just find me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to chat with you. But yeah, let's get into it because time is ticking and I want to make sure we can get through everyone today. And so we're actually going to talk a little bit about the margin multiplier. And I know today's topic is very, very much about how to optimize every dollar in your marketing mix. And we're going to help you to get free money. And then you can optimize all these dollar into your marketing mix today. So let's get into it. Now, success isn't about how much you make, but it's also about how much you keep. Between expenses, the economy, and competitors, we're always pushing against the margin as they creep up. I don't know how many of you guys are feeling it, but I think we are all definitely feeling it right now, especially with the tariffs conversation, economy, and whatnot. Now, brands are actually doing everything they can with traditional incremental revenue strategies, but overhead will always be there. Now, let's talk about product costs, which is going to go higher. We're going to spend more. Shipping is going to be a lot more as well. Technology and platform fees that you're paying off, and just any other channels that you're trying to acquire, even with ads. Now, let's get into the thing where profit isn't just a metric and how is that going to work? Now, it's not just a number to track on your spreadsheet. It's more than just a metric. It is a power growth lever. When you start looking at profit as a lever, you can actually actively pull and optimize. It's becoming a tool for scaling, for reinvesting, and for driving long-term success. I mean, we all love a good long-term success here. Now, I don't know, have you guys actually heard about this new growth lever? Again, it is something we're here to all make free money. And how does that look like? Is by showcasing a Rock Thanks where it's actually display a third-party offer in your thank you page. Now, it is an easy way to monetize your thank you page where a lot of time people just goes through all the experience and customer journey through your shopping experience. You forget there's additional channels out there for you as well, where you can actually increase brand credibility and reward your customers for the orders they place on the store, showing your customers relevant third-party offers for the world's largest brand. Think about Disney Plus and Hulu and whatnot. And every time the customer clicks to the offer, you as a brand actually generate pure profit. I think that sounds pretty awesome here. Now, the best part about Rock Thanks is that your customer actually genuinely want it. And why is that? We get actually free trial from any new favorite product of yours, and then any other streaming services as well. As what you're seeing right here is everybody wins. On top of that, while you're enjoying all these offers as a customer, as a brand, you're earning about 30 cents to 50 cents pure profit. So that's quite a good amount. Now let's get into across the board, right? Now we have a ton of brands with different verticals that we're seeing, whether it be it's a home decor, if it's apparel, whether it be it's a kitchen brand, fragrance, we're all seeing about hitting 6 figures in profit numbers so that are added straight to the bottom line. Now, let's just don't take anything from my word. Let's just give out to Cody Plofker here, who spoke about this at Grow last year, emphasizing how the extra 30 to 50 cents may seem a little minor. It's a little bit, like, to you guys, probably it's like, it's not a ton. But if we're talking about spread across thousands of transactions, it actually adds up very, very fast. Why am I saying that? If we're talking about 30,000 orders a month, we're actually getting about 10,500 dollars into your pocket, straight into your pocket. You can use them to spend on your marketing spend, like optimize other ways to kind of generate more through other channels out there. Now, our algorithm are actually trained to staggering about 5 billion transactions and counting. This isn't just personalization, but it's also a very deep and data-driven insights. Now, if you look at it, there's at least 79% of the US e-commerce shoppers have interacted with RockThings. If you go Uber Eats, or even anywhere else on the app, or whether be it you're shopping online right now, you are pretty much, even Ticketmaster, anywhere else, you're actually seeing all these additional RockThings popping up. And we have about 200 plus million worth of new transaction analyzed annually. This goes across the world and the globe. And we have 5+ billion worth of transaction power, our machine learning that studies the algorithm of every of your clients and merchants to make sure, your customer, that's what it is, and making sure that we show them the most relevant ads as there is right now. Now, let's pick something really simple, and let's pick a website from a reference existing about 2000s, how that used to look like. There used to be a lot of pop-ups. I'm not sure how much you guys shop online. I don't think I shop a ton when I was younger, but I think if you are in a certain stage where you were shopping a lot more online at that time, there were a lot of pop-ups. And we're here to make sure that the ideal world is that you kind of collect all these data with a very clean slate. It's simple, it's clean, you are not bombarding anyone here. Now, why am I actually showing you guys this today is that this is a completely free to use. And in fact, you get profit back as well. And this is just one of the best way possible for you to really leverage on optimizing more on using that profit. Now, let's get into more on how to create this. On a personalized customer journey, you're actually reflecting on your brand's identity. So you have the flexibility to manage it all. Of course, you as a brand, you feel a little bit more of like, what if I don't want my competitor to be seen on there? You be sure to know that there will be no competitors being shown on there, because we can control, we're the driver's seat, we can control everything that we want. Now you can control the allocation, you can control any block competitors, you can control the vertical, leave it as is. This isn't a one size fit all, but it's still where your rule, it's like, if it's your brand, it's your rule, we keep it as is. Now, your brand's identity is what matters here, right? RockThings was built with a mind where each offer is woven into an existing experience. So keeping the look and feel of your brand intact is exactly what we're looking for. We're trying to make sure that they implement and embed into your brand as is, and it looks right at home. If you look at it, it's so subtle, no one's actually going to notice anything at all. So it's going to be remaining uninterrupted. The journey actually feels complete as a brand, and in fact they see this as a reward, a win-win situation where as a customer, I'm seeing something that is an offering that I can actually click on it. Now, when Cody from Jones Road Beauty actually first came to us, his goal was to increase more profit per order. But his understandable about this particular thing about RockThings was actually very worrying, and it's concerning for him, right? It might reflect on his brand, specifically how it might actually impact customer experience and retention. However, so that's where we decided, okay, let's address this. We ran a retention holdout test specifically for them. And we took about 100 days, I think, to kind of decide whether this experiment was working for us. And we saw zero impact. So zero impact on retention. And in fact, there's repeat purchases. So no disruption to the customer experience at all. In fact, they're coming back and, doing the same old usual, purchasing the product. Now, you can have it set up and generate profit within minutes. what you're seeing here is exactly it. There's no code, no effort, and no cost. So again, we love free stuff today, especially in today's session. It sounds like there's so many free stuff for us, and it is no joke. Like, we are pretty much all free. So feel free to like go ahead and go crazy if you're interested. And just to share a little bit more about our partner network, actually includes over 400 premium brands. So your customer already love and trust, and they do recognize this. Now, one last part that I do want to share is that we love hearing from our merchants where they're actually investing this profit that they've generated through Rock Things. They can actually increase their marketing spend, invest in IMS, and also like build any new upsell and attach products here as well. So pretty much today's like session, whatever you're looking to reinvest, use this profit, go ahead and go crazy. Now, the last part is we've got some new brands joining us daily, from well-known names industry to leaders. So they're using the platform with new profit opportunities. And I think you're kind of recognizing some of these brands in the list here. And without further ado, of course, I'm not just gonna like let it go without it. Please feel free to like take a photo of this, but also scan through how you can get Aftersell for free for 1 year. This is something that I really enjoy because we're talking about free. Everything is free today, but it's also here free, but it's also making everyone money. So that's all. And thank you so much.
Amazing presentation, Alicia. Everyone scan that QR code. Or Alicia, do you want to put it up again on the screen real quick? So they can scan it?
Actually, yes, feel free. Go ahead.
Beautiful. Scan away, everyone, because 1 year free of Aftersell is a crazy, amazing deal. So everyone definitely take advantage of that. And Alicia, fantastic presentation. It was so great to hear about so much amazing success that brands are seeing with Aftersell. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose your giveaway winner for this $75 gift card.
Yay.
So I'm going to scroll on through. And congratulations, Cornelia Gell. You are taking home that $75 gift card courtesy of Alicia and the Aftersell team.
Thank you.
We love to see it. Thank you so much, Alicia, for joining us today. And next up, we are going to move on to our next speaker. We have Brett from OMG Commerce joining us today. Hello, Brett. How are you?
What's up, Mia? I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing fantastic. Feel free to pull up your screen, Brett, and we'll go ahead and pass the mic over to you.
Right. Super excited to be here. You know, Triple Whale is an awesome partner of ours. And so when we get a chance to collaborate on events like this, we always jump at it. And so today, in the spirit of talking about, hey, how do you make every marketing dollar count? I'm going to talk about a channel that's extremely powerful and extremely hard to measure, which does present some challenges, but I'm excited about some of the new tools that Triple Whale is introducing. And I'm going to hopefully make this clear on how to make this channel work for you. But we're going to talk YouTube, how to make YouTube ads work for your brand, and then couple that with just a few tips on better remarketing, which I believe will allow you to lean into top of funnel efforts in a more meaningful way. And so get some good stuff to share there as well. And so a brief 15 seconds about me and my agency. I'm the co-founder, CEO of OMG Commerce. We're a team of about 50. Marketers, we're always exaggerating, right? But we're a team of about 50. And we manage about $100 million a year in ad spend. We've worked with some tremendous brands over the years, like Native and Arctic and Crumble Cookie and Boom by Cindy Joseph. And actually, we're one of the top agencies with Native when they went from 100 million to last year they did $1 billion in sales. And so we crafted some unique strategies for them with Google and YouTube specifically to drive in-store sales, because once P&G acquired Native, that was the primary part of their playbook, was let's grow in retail stores. And so one of the first things I want to lead with is you need to stop obsessing over just ROAS. And this leads well into a discussion on YouTube. And I'm always looking for, as I think any good marketer, storyteller, speaker, I'm always looking for examples, analogies that kind of illustrate this point. So let me share a basketball reference with you. I'm a basketball coach. I played basketball in high school. My kids love basketball. This is our neighborhood basketball goal. And two of my younger kids, Ben, who's 8, Sydney, who's 10, they love to shoot on this hoop. We go multiple times a week, and generally we're shooting on the 10-foot setting so they can get in reps and perfect their shot. But on occasion, they like to lower it to 6 feet so they can dunk it. And I think this actually presents a really good analogy between in-platform ROAS and your actual goals. So you've probably seen goals like this if you have kids or if you're a basketball fan. There's a crank on the back of that goal, and you can raise or lower it to your desired height. Now, right back there by the crank, there's this diagram or this sticker with different heights, and then this little measuring bar that goes with it. Now, I believe that is analogous to in-platform ROAS, right? It's helpful, it's useful, but it's really only as useful as it leads to the result you're really after. Because the result we really want is either a 10-foot goal for getting in reps or a 6-foot goal for dunking and pretending like we're LeBron James. And so, what if that sticker that's on the left side, what if that sticker was removed? Or what if all the numbers were randomized? Or what if it was a symbol instead of a number? Ultimately, who cares? Like, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter what the number said there, as long as we knew what result there led to the result we really, really wanted, which is the height of the goal. And so, what we need to be obsessing over is your key metrics, right? So, MER, media efficiency ratio, or maybe it's your acquisition MER or your new customer MER, your CAC to LTV ratios, that sort of thing. So, what is it that's really going to drive my business? Acquiring new customers at an acceptable cost so that I can grow. And that's what I need to obsess over. And so I want to dive into YouTube. My background is actually TV and radio before I started doing online marketing. Then I got into SEO and paid search. And then when YouTube released TrueView as an ad platform, it was like all my worlds collided. And I'm like, man, this is it. Like, this is video, but this has some search components. It's a beautiful, beautiful platform. And the interesting thing is that most people don't understand it. And so most people don't use it properly, but I want to fix that for you today. Now, I'm really glad that Triple Whale is now offering some incrementality tests. It sounds like it's a beta for Meta first, but it's coming for other platforms. I'm so excited about that. There was an incrementality study recently that I'm going to reference. It was one of the biggest ever done involving YouTube. And it showed that the results in platform for YouTube were severely, severely underreported. And the actual incremental impact of YouTube was 3.4 times greater than what was seen in platform. And so this is Andrew Ferris. He and I are actually doing a podcast here in a couple of weeks together. But this was an interview with Olivia Corey from House Analytics. They did 190 incrementality tests involving YouTube, a little bit about the brands they looked at. 74 brands, 190 incrementality tests. These were brands spending about 30% of their Meta budget on YouTube. And that's what we see quite a bit, right? For a lot of D2C brands, Meta is your driver of new customer growth. But these brands were spending about 30% of their Meta budget on YouTube, so significant spend. And a lot of these were D2C and omni-channel. And this is where we see the biggest growth, is if you're omni-channel or multi-channel, YouTube is going to work really well for you. So their brands, their clients include AG1, R Rings, Ridge, things like that. So here's what they found. 3.4x better performance incrementality testing, and did a great job, the Triple Whale team, of kind of outlining what incrementality is. But another great way to look at that is, what happens if you don't run these ads? What happens if you shut this off? Perfect analogy is branded search. Now, I believe there are some reasons to run branded search, but probably if you shut off branded search completely, your business wouldn't go down that much, right? But if you shut off Meta completely, your business would go down, right? That's incrementality from a really high level. What's the actual impact of these ads? And so with this study, what it showed is if you're seeing a 1x on YouTube in platform, it's probably actually generating about a 3.42x. So in platform, underreporting by 70%. But the range was from 1 to 10. So for some of the clients they looked at, it was 10x what they were seeing in platform. And most of the customers coming in from YouTube were net new customers, which that is the name of the game as we're trying to grow. So why is this? Why does Google do such a bad job of reporting performance in platform? Well, I think it's a few things. So one of them is that, when was the last time you clicked on a YouTube ad, right? I like YouTube a lot. My kids like YouTube even more than me. nobody clicks on YouTube ads, right? There's Meta has 2x the click-through rate as YouTube. So it makes it really hard to track. If nobody's clicking on it, it makes it really difficult to track. Also, just because the way Google was built, Google Ads started, it was all search all the time. And so just everything is kind of biased towards search. Search hogs all the credit inside of Google Ads. Also, with Facebook, like we've got one login generally, right? We log into that Facebook account, we use it, that's it. But we all probably have 3 to 5 Gmail accounts. Maybe our kids are logged in on our phone, or they're on our phone but on our login. It's kind of messy with Google, so that makes it harder to measure. And I love that there was a presentation on CTV. 50% of views on YouTube are on smart TVs, and this is a crazy, crazy stat right here. YouTube. More people stream YouTube on smart TVs than any other streaming platform, more than Netflix. Now, this includes YouTube plus YouTube TV. So YouTube TV is like a cable alternative, but only about 2 of the 10 percentage points are actually YouTube TV. So the vast majority is just YouTube, good old-fashioned YouTube app. And in fact, more people stream YouTube than Prime Video, Hulu, Disney Plus, Roku, Peacock combined. It's just a massive, massive audience watching YouTube on their TV. And so nobody really clicks a TV ad. Yes, you can send a phone. Yes, there are QR codes, things like that. But still, most of the time, we don't do it, right? But we might view an ad, get interested, and then search later. And so leads to this next point. It is an omni-channel powerhouse, YouTube is. We just did a case study for Arctic Coolers. They're a Yeti competitor, awesome drinkware and coolers. And so our thought was, hey, and what they came to us for was, can we drive Walmart sales with YouTube? And so we really want to look at a few things. Can we track an increase in Walmart sales if we run YouTube? Can we track search lift, meaning people that see the ad, are they likely to search for us later? Can we just track in-store visits, which actually through Google you can? Can we track online sales too? So we want to drive sales in Walmart, but online sales, that's a nice bonus. And then post-purchase surveys. Again, I'm really glad Triple Whale makes that an option. So can we track all of those things? We did an analysis with the help of Google as to where there's good demand for coolers, where there was awareness for Arctic. And we came up with kind of a 3 test cell study, about 19 total markets into 3 groups. And we saw some amazing results. So 230% search lift on mobile devices, 104% search lift on all devices. And then in terms of the actual test cells, so those different markets, how did they do? Test cell 1, 12% lift. Test cell 2 was a 14% lift, and then test cell 3, 25% lift. And so actually because of this, we won an Agency Excellence Award with Google, really exciting. But more exciting than that is getting the results for the clients. And so I'm actually going to skip these ads.
If you're looking for,
although you can Google them and find them, but we're kind of tight on time. And so the final thing that I'll share is, hey, next level remarketing, that's going to lead to better results for you. So just about 30 seconds here. Love this quote from Dan Kennedy. It's not the person that spends the least to acquire a new customer, but the one that can spend the most to acquire a new customer that wins. And what does that mean? That just means that every client you attract is more valuable. So how do you do that? Because I believe that the better we are at remarketing, the more aggressive we can be at the top of the funnel. So a few ideas here to throw into the mix. One is reorder campaigns. If you sell a consumable, when should someone reorder? Automate those campaigns. Yes, you're sending emails. Yes, you're sending SMS. We love those too. We have an email department. But still only 30, 40% of people open or see those messages. So run remarketing campaigns as well for reorders. We did this for Live Bearded. It's a consumable. People need their beard oil on a regular cadence. But then also bought X, not Y campaigns. So what about somebody that bought beard oil but didn't buy one of our other products? So we consistently run campaigns selling their beard trimmer for people that have bought other products but not the beard trimmer. So cross-selling and upselling also makes a huge difference. You do that, you can pour more money into top of funnel. So free offer for y'all is a complimentary Google or Amazon ads audit. Love to talk to you about how YouTube can work to grow your brand. You can reach out at omgcommerce.com or shoot me an email. Glad to chat there as well. And with that, I think my 10 minutes is up.
Yes, amazing presentation, Brett. I love that the theme for today is we are really just preparing all of these brands to continue having an amazing 2025 with so many
Mm.
different free offerings and tips and tricks and tools. And Brett, per usual, you came prepared to drop all of the amazing knowledge on us. So fantastic presentation as always. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for your
Great.
$75 Amazon gift card. So I'm going to scroll on through here. And our winner today, congratulations, David Nelson. You are taking home that $75 Amazon gift card courtesy of Brett
David
and the OMG
Nelson.
Commerce team.
Awesome. Thanks,
Perfect.
Mia. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today, Brett. All right, next up on the stage from Social Snowball, we have Zohaib joining us from Social Snowball, VP of Growth. Welcome to the stage, Zohaib. How are you?
Good, good. All right. So before I get into it, last time I just want to make sure this pickable paddle, make sure to hit me up with your address. All right. So if you win, hit me up with your address. Otherwise, I'm not going to know to send it to you. But worked with Helios, designed this thing, and it's actually really, really good. So it's one of their like best paddles. So it's going to be sick. But today I'm going to be talking about leveraging modern affiliates for explosive D2C growth. 2 strategies you should implement ASAP. So let's get into it. What are modern affiliates? Well, let's talk about what a legacy affiliate is first. Those are your publishers, listicles, review sites, bloggers, media buyers. So, things that you probably see when you search up a company or top 5 Father's Day gifts, etc. I'll show you some examples here. So top 5 Father's Day gifts, and then you'll just see a bunch of like articles. You click on them. Usually they're just affiliate deals. Like literally just yesterday, I just ordered a Wi-Fi router. My Wi-Fi just kept going out, so I went on The Verge. They had a listicle, told me, "Yo, this is the #1 Wi-Fi router." Not really sure if it actually is, so we'll see. But that's what I ended up buying, and it worked for me. So that's legacy affiliate. But nowadays, I'm on the older side. I'm not really on TikTok and Instagram, really. But my wife is, and she loves to shop from influencers, creators, ambassadors, and customers. And that's what a modern affiliate is. Someone who may be reviewing, let's say in this case, Supergoop. Now, I want to, before I jump into things, I do want to clarify like what is affiliate and loyalty programs. They're 2 different channels. So affiliate programs are essentially you are paying commissions or sales versus a loyalty program. Maybe someone makes a sale, you give them a coupon code to shop again. That is a little bit different. And loyalty programs typically will do like the whole, oh, buy 5 times and then we'll give you something. This is like an immediate dopamine hit. And that's why we're so bullish on this. And we see a lot of companies make a ton of revenue in addition. So I'm going to talk about some of the strategies on how you can start manufacturing your virality and how people can, make more money. Like, let's just like, before I get into it, tariffs, right? Like, I don't know how the economy is going to go, but more and more people are signing up to become affiliates. They're looking for new ways to make money. I'm an affiliate for LinkedIn sometimes, like AHA hit me up. It's a product management software. They were like, "Hey, you should, post for us. We'll give you $500." And I'm like, all right, that's gas money for the month. Cause Texas, I'm freaking refilling my gas every other day. So let's talk about manufacturing short form virality. All right. So I want you to open up TikTok, search up Taps Chocolate. So pull out your phone and do that. Hopefully you're not watching this on your phone, but you should see something like this when you search up Taps Chocolate on TikTok if you go to the user section. Now, if you go on Instagram and go to the account section, search this up, you'll see a ton of profiles there as well. And if you go on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of shorts. So what did this mean or do for Taps Chocolate? Well, it increased top line revenue by 17%. We could talk about the halo effect as well. That's where maybe Triple Whale comes in, MMM and all that good stuff. but they were able to consistently and predictably generate revenue at a 9.8x ROI. And how do they do that? Well, you're paying commissions and you're paying people to make a certain amount of content and then giving a free product, etc. You know how much the costs are going to be per sale, versus if you're running paid ads, one ad might not perform as much as the other, and it's kind of hard to like predict that revenue. So how does this whole process work? Well, first off, you got to find creators, not influencers. Okay. So a lot of people will jump to hitting up like a celebrity or something. They're going to run you dry. They're going to take all your money. So try to hit up a creator, like even like someone like myself on LinkedIn, right? Like I have 10,000 followers or whatever. Um, I still have some sort of influence. But I'm not going to be like taking tons of money to do a post hypothetically because I'm not famous, right? I'm not Alex Ohanian or whatever. But like I am significant enough where my post may get a ton of, or some impressions. Hit up those type of people at scale. Okay. Then you can get those creators who like to create content, who have some sort of following. They get the game, get them to make more TikTok profiles or Instagram profiles about your brand or something adjacent. So, like, for example, Helios Pickleball, they're doing this strategy where they're working with local pickleball. They're making like local pickleball leagues under Helios. They just started this and it's branded under Helios, which is really, really smart. So they're getting local pickleball players. Maybe they're ranked, maybe they're not, but they're just getting them to make profiles. They're giving them free paddles, and it's a good way for them to, get that free equipment for whatever league that they want to run in their community. But then they're creating content, and that content is tagged with Helios and has some sort of branding behind it. Onboard them to the affiliate program, educate those creators on how to create high performing content. So that could be like WhatsApp groups or webinars like this one. And then get those creators to post short form content on a daily basis, right? So give them like a goal. And then eventually what ends up happening is if you start mentioning stuff, over a certain amount of time, posts do end up going viral. So let's say you start off with 50 creators and you create 3 pages each, right? So one for YouTube, one for TikTok, one for Instagram, and you're having them post once a day. That's 450 posts that's being boosted onto Google search, Instagram search, TikTok search, YouTube search, meta search, whatever you want to call it. All right. So it is a pretty good hack. So yes, I see some questions as well about the mortgage industry. Yeah, you could do affiliate for anything, to be honest. Affiliate works for everyone. If you think about it, missionaries are affiliates of Jesus. So, it's yeah, it's been going on for centuries, guys. So affiliate is the wave. The Pod Company increased top line revenue by $150,000 per month. So this is turning your customers into affiliates, right? These are people who already bought your product. They consistently and predictably generated a revenue of 31.6x ROI. And how did they do that? They didn't have to give out free product, which was sick, right? So people bought this and then they started paying them some money. Now, the biggest issue is people put their affiliate programs at the bottom of their page. That's kind of crazy because no one's ever going to see that. I don't even think I ever scroll to the bottom. And honestly, they only see that on desktop too. Like on mobile, it gets hidden, right? So that's what not to do. Okay. Another what not to do is a big, long program application. You fill out like, dude, I'm looking at this thing right now and my ADHD is like too long. Don't read. I'm going to try to autofill this thing, but if my autofill doesn't work, I'm not filling this thing out. Okay. And then on your side, as the brand manager, or maybe your team doesn't have the brand managers yet or whatever, you got to like review all these applications. And that's kind of annoying. So remove that friction, right? What if you just generated a code right at checkout and that code is then pushed into your Klaviyo accounts or PostScript or whatever, and then you could set up post-purchase emails, etc., that are sending out later on. So let me show you really quick here. So follow-up touch points and retention channels, right? So you just throw this into your post-purchase flow that already exists. You don't have to create a new one. You can tell them to sign up for your affiliate program, or you could do the auto like coupon thing like SoloWave did already, and they just slap the code in there, and then people just end up talking about your product and making some money off of it. So it's a great little hack. You can even train your CS team to plug into the referral program. So let's say if a customer is reaching out, they love you, etc., then you can just hit them up and be like, hey, by the way, your code is Chris30. You can earn some cash whenever your friends buy. And then a bonus strategy. One of the biggest issues in the space is, if anyone can guess in the chat, I don't know. It's probably gonna be your coupon leaks and stuff, right? So coupon leaks suck. You're paying people money for no reason, right? These affiliates did nothing. All they did was go on Rakuten and posted their link and then or code or whatever, and then they're just racking in cash. Same thing with on the flip side, you're giving out discounts for no reason as well. So there needs to be some sort of way to block this. A lot of brands right now, they're just going into Shopify straight up, typing in a coupon code for an affiliate or podcast or whatever, whoever that person is, and being like, here's your code. So in this case, Kaylee 15, right? Like Kaylee just got a code. She could just go to every single coupon leak site and just post her code. And a lot of people do that. They're more slick than you think. Okay. So search up like your brand and coupon code. Like I'm telling you, guarantee like you'll have one like code leak there at least. So there is a way that you can prevent this. We have this feature called safe links. Okay. So myobvi.com/know, if you go click that right now, what we do is we look at the referring source. So whether it's a coupon leak site, we just came out the new feature where if someone's running ads against your website, and because this is a thing, people will run ads and they will run ads on the coupon code or the coupon link itself, and then they're just stealing attribution. It's crazy. People are very slick nowadays. There's a way to prevent that. We also look at IP address to prevent like self referrals and all that stuff. So all those prevention methodologies are kind of necessary to protect your brand from all the fraud. And I'm telling you, with these tariffs, we don't know what's going to happen. You may be making lower margins now. Like you got to protect yourself as much as possible, whether it's with Social Snowball or not. Like, I get it. Maybe we're not the tool for you, but like these are things to look into. Okay. Because if you don't look into them, you will get screwed and you won't even know. You're just paying free money to people. Cool. So that's it. We are offering a free 30-day trial to all the people here. Just hit me up on LinkedIn. Let me just throw my LinkedIn here really quick. I messed up and didn't put my referral code, QR code in there. So I'm going to just slap that into the chat. And then, yeah, Mia, pick a winner. And then, yeah, we got to make sure that I get their address because I messed up last time. I forgot to send it to the person who won. Mia, I think you're on mute. Technical difficulties, but yo, if you guys want,
technical difficulties on Mia's side. No worries. I'll step in when we get her back up and running. Let's choose your winner real quick. Mia might have chosen, so I'll let her potentially put it in the chat. Mia, if you can hear me. Hold on, let me move you to the stage. Let's try one more time.
Okay. I have
There
Hey,
we
it's
go.
working. Let's go.
I
Awesome.
changed my audio source and I didn't hit save and it's whatever. It's fine. We're good now.
Awesome. Okay. I'm off.
We're gonna choose this giveaway winner. So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by tech difficulties, choosing our winner for this pickleball paddle, congratulations, Grady Hollister. You are getting this amazing pickleball paddle. Connect with Sohaib, send him your address, and you are the winner of Social Snowballs giveaway. Congratulations.
Bye, everyone.
We love to see it. Thank you so much for joining us today, Zohaib. We are going to keep things moving to our last but certainly not least speaker. Joining us from Tapcart, we have James, who's the Strategic Enterprise Customer Success Manager. Welcome to the stage, James. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Mia.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Feel free to pull up your screen and the stage is all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All righty. Should be sharing now. Perfect.
Yep, you're good to go.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for sticking with me. I think I might be the last one. So excited to wrap this up here. A ton of great information, a ton of great insights shared from the panel today. So I'm excited to also provide some insights and provide some exciting ways for us to maximize our marketing ROI. That's the big question for today. How do I get more out of my marketing dollars? A little bit of a spoiler. I'm James. I'm from Tapcart. We are a mobile app builder for Shopify e-commerce brands. So a little bit of a sneak peek. The answer lies in both mobile apps and really taking advantage of your owned marketing. Owned marketing is a channel that's often under leveraged, but delivers massive ROI for brands. So let's start with maybe an elephant in the room or a question many brands are continuing to wrestle with today, and that is the growing and rising cost from paid acquisition. Paid acquisition is continuing to become more expensive, and we're seeing no end in sight, as it seems month over month and year over year, we're seeing it become pricier and pricier. Digital ad costs, as we know, are continuing to rise year over year, and the return on ad spend is either staying stagnant or even declining in some regards. This means what for brands? That means a shrinking margin, raising customer acquisition costs, and ultimately, as a result, we're seeing third-party tracking become less reliable. So a lot of instability and unreliability out there in the ecosystem, and how do we navigate through that to make sure we're consistently driving success within our marketing spend and ultimately growing bottom line revenue. The opportunity, as I mentioned in the previous slide, is going to be with the owned marketing channels. So that's not only mobile apps, that includes your email and your SMS providers, but push notifications is the big calling card when it comes to establishing a brand's mobile app. And we see push notifications actually driving a higher conversion rate compared to other channels with a 3 to 5x higher conversion. But at the end of the day, I don't want us to only view this from a bottom line money and saving money perspective. A mobile app provides a ton of additional benefits outside of a marketing spend, specifically around building long-term brand value and growing that customer loyalty. So where's your marketing budget going? Many brands I work with are kind of stuck in a cycle. They're pouring a ton of dollars into paid ads to really just kind of keep the revenue flowing. But as I mentioned, attribution's getting a little bit messier and a little less clear. As a result, they're seeing their customer acquisition efforts become a little less efficient month over month and year over year. And as things in both tech and the economy continue to evolve over the next coming months, the uncertainty provides a lot of pain points for brands. What's often missing, though, is that balance between providing successful marketing ROI, but again, really leveraging what that owned marketing channel can do, as it provides both control and repeatability that oftentimes paid ad strategies can't provide. So as I mentioned, think of your email list, think of your SMS subscribers, and even think of folks that download your app. What do those customers have in common? They're your most valuable audience. They've opted into those channels to stay in the know of what you at the brand perspective are doing. Therefore, we don't have to consistently acquire those customers because we have a channel to directly communicate exciting offers, latest promotional launches, sales, etc. And as a result, we have that repeatability that acquiring customers consistently is no longer an issue that we need to strive for. Furthermore, we can increase retention and lifetime value through these channels, as again, they're your most loyal audience. They've opted in to stay in the know, and therefore those customer bases oftentimes will have higher repeat purchase rates, higher average order values, and ultimately a higher lifetime brand affinity and value. So where do mobile apps kind of play its role? It's thinking mobile apps is not just simply another channel for brands. It's an own storefront that lives directly on your customers' home screens of their devices. Your customers are shopping where today? We see brands at minimum have 70%, if not all the way up to 95% of website traffic coming from mobile devices. Therefore, the app provides your customers with the most optimized in-app or in-device shopping experience. Shopper app downloads signal the most highly intent shopper, as we see as well that app users convert on a 2 to 3x higher conversion compared to some of your mobile website traffic customers. Push notifications, a big added benefit for app downloaders, provides you at the business perspective higher open and conversion rates. We see push notification outperform email from a conversion rate perspective, push coming in around 90%, whereas some brands are seeing their email open rates hover around the 20% mark. And because, again, your mobile app shoppers are your highest intent shoppers, with push notification that comes in at a zero added cost, we can send as many messages to those customers and have the opportunity to get them to spend more and spend more frequently throughout the year. Therefore, we're able to take first-time buyers by encouraging them and providing marketing efforts to acquire those customers and to become app customers, and then have, through push notifications, no additional added costs to retain and grow those customer bases. Now let's take a look at strategy. How do we accomplish that? As I mentioned, apps don't just boost your engagement, they provide opportunities for us to actually help cut costs in other ways. Instead of paying to retarget someone on Facebook or Google, we send them a push notification. It goes directly to your customers' devices. It lives right there on the home screen or the lock screen. And again, there's no added cost. We can send as many pushes as we'd like. I have some brands that send a push twice a day. Others send them every single day. And they see the added benefit because it's zero cost out of their pocket. And every revenue and sale and order attributed to that push is just added money right into their pockets. It delivers that premium experience. As I mentioned, it meets your shoppers exactly where they want to shop, which is on their mobile device. And from a data perspective, there is a lot of incentives there. Your app becomes a rich source of first-party data, giving you better targeting, segmentation, and insights without having to rely on third-party data to provide that insight for you. So this is how we can take the app and use that as opportunities to reduce your customer acquisition cost, because we have opportunities to acquire them once, retain them over the long term, and ultimately encourage them and entice them to make more purchases throughout the months and throughout the year, ultimately providing your app customers to be a higher lifetime value customer for the brands. Now, don't take my word for it. I think we all love to see examples and real world scenarios in which this has been shown proven true. So an example we like to talk through here is one of our favorite brands here at Tapcart, LSKD. They were facing a similar challenge that many of our speakers have talked through today, in the sense of rising customer acquisition costs. They're seeing email fatigue in terms of their open rates slightly declining month over month, and they're seeing stagnant repeat purchases. So what did they do? They launched an app with us and shifted a portion of their initial marketing budget from paid ads towards driving acquisition of app customers, aka app downloads. What were the result? They saw a meaningful increase in repeat purchases, a big drop in their paid retargeting spend, as they, again, once they're in the app, we retarget them through zero cost push notifications, and ultimately we're saving on that additional marketing spend that we maybe would have allocated elsewhere had we not converted them to become an app customer, and a strong lift in that customer lifetime value. So again, these real world scenarios that I see every day with the merchants I work with is a powerful proof to show that having an app isn't just a nice to have for brands anymore. Many brands see it as a need to have, as the channel provides opportunities to really acquire their customers, retain their customers, and ultimately have their lifetime value continue to grow. Now, how do we apply this? So we have a couple steps, some recommendations I pulled together to really help us think through how we initially overview our action plan and ultimately what's our strategy to really take advantage of this. So first is audit your current marketing mix. Are you putting too much into paid channels with diminishing returns? Are you seeing your customer acquisition costs continue to grow? Next, build a more resilient strategy by leaning into those own channels. Start with your app, and amplify it with push, email, and SMS. Third, finally, treat your app like your best performing store. Invest in it, promote it, use it to deepen those customer relationships, because at the end of the day, we're not only looking to acquire customers, we want to build lifelong fans and brand advocates. And an app is a great way for us to create that sort of community. And in summary, this isn't about replacing paid ads. It's about making your entire marketing mix more efficient. And an app can provide an awesome opportunity for us to really optimize our overall marketing spend. Now, I'd love to hear any questions. I'll take a look at the chat and stay a little bit longer if there are some questions in there. If this has got, if what I shared today has got you thinking about mobile, a mobile app, how it could fit into your growth strategy, let's chat about it. You can scan that QR code and schedule some time. We also have an amazing CX guide that we've put together here at Tapcart. So if you hit that download our guide button, we spoke and interviewed a ton of CX and DTC experts in the field and gathered and compiled some of their best practices. Either way, excited to have had the opportunity to speak with everyone today and looking forward to potentially chatting more in the future. And Daniela or Mia, I'll kick it back to you to reward one lucky last winner.
Yes, thank you so much, James. Amazing presentation. So great to hear about, again, all of the success that Tapcart brands are seeing. And I'm a big fan of Tapcart in general. I always find that some of the best brands' apps are always built on Tapcart. Like, the experience truly is unmatched. So any brands out there who are exploring new avenues, definitely check out Tapcart and book that demo for sure. Before I let you go, James, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. So we're going to scroll on through here. And congratulations, Anna Free. You are taking home a $75 Visa gift card courtesy of James and the Tapcart team. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, James. We'll chat soon. Bye.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Okay, friends, we are just about done today. I have just a few more updates for y'all, and then I will be bidding you farewell, and we're going to catch you on the next Triple Whale webinar. So I'm going to pull up my screen real quick. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed today's session just as much as I enjoyed being your host today. As usual, it's always just, we always have the best time here at Whale Watching. So if y'all had a good time, please join us for the next one. We're going to be chatting about how beauty and wellness brands are scaling acquisition profitably. So if you are a beauty or wellness brand, or perhaps you are a first-time founder and you want to create a beauty and wellness brand, or you're just curious, maybe you're in a vertical similar and you want to hear some tips and tricks, please join us for this webinar. It is going to be fantastic. We have an amazing speaker lineup per usual, and I'm going to go ahead and drop the RSVP link in the chat so you guys can sign up, and I hope to see you there. And if you guys enjoyed today's session and you are interested in learning more about Triple Whale, or you have questions or whatever it may be, maybe you just want to stay connected, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can reach out to me at mia@triplewhale.com. It was such a pleasure being your host today, everyone, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll chat soon. Bye, everyone.